after 7 months and you're like, I don't even know what she talked about.
Yeah, literally.
So, but I think that's all. Everybody has their own times of like when they're ready to actually invest in themselves.
Yes.
Like invest in their health or their hair or, you know, whatever the case is.
Sometimes shit has to hit the fan in order for you to change.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. That is so true. And you have to hit rock bottom and you're like,
yes.
Okay, I think I want to listen to her now.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and maybe try to reach out before that happens, but if that's what you need, then, you know.
Hey, it's there. It's there. So with doing in-person training and coaching versus online training and coaching, what is the difference and the hardest thing that you have come to see doing that now?
So the difference is night and day. Night and day. Again, in person, and I am not saying this to like even exaggerate or to shit on in-person trainers. Again, I think everyone should start there. There's literally nothing more than counting your reps, maybe helping you with form, and I say maybe because I've seen plenty of trainers who are not improving their clients' form, or they don't even know themselves, you know, anatomy or how to, you know, actually fix like tight areas or, you know, weaknesses and whatnot, and having that accountability to show up. Which if those are the three things that you absolutely need, then amazing. That's a great place to start for absolute beginners. You know, like if you are, you know, really having a big mental blockage of even showing up to the gym, then sure, maybe just paying somebody to meet you there is what you need. Yeah. Then sure. Online fitness coaching, which I use like trainer is like an in-person word in my opinion. I don't really know if that's like technical, but coach is online, or just somebody that helps you with everything else outside of that, with digestion, like I said, metabolism, sleep, lifestyle habits, even like how you said consistency, you know, like you have to be consistent. Amazing. A good coach is going to teach you what does that actually look like for you. You know, if you've never been able to be consistent, that doesn't mean, it's not my time to hire a coach because I can't be consistent. A good coach should help you through those mindset blocks and be able to show you what does consistently look like for you and be able to create that for you and whatnot. So kind of like the mental side of things, you know, unlearning any beliefs of like carbs are bad or I need to do a shit ton of cardio or whatever that is. So and just such a deep dive in nutrition as well, outside of just macros, but even micronutrients and, you know, frequency. We've specifically started to go down the route of hormones as well, helping women, you know, undo harmful effects from long-term birth control, PCOS. Yeah, it's crazy.
And everyone now, I'm not even kidding, the Oura Ring, I'm not even being dramatic. 10 girls in the last 2 weeks I've seen randomly out, or like clients of mine that have had the Oura Rings on. I'm like, oh, you have an Oura Ring? Yeah. They're like, yeah. I'm like, I'm gonna get one of those one day.
I know. It took me a long time to be like, all right, let me finally get it. It's so nice. I like it the best for sleep. Like to actually know what my sleep is like, and see it's so accurate with sleep. I think that's really helpful. And, you know, so yeah, all of those other areas outside of, yes, you're still getting a workout program with a coach, obviously, and then I'd say it's even better because you know, an online coach, because you're getting your workout program. You get to show up to the gym when you want to, when it works for your schedule, not whenever they have an open spot, you know, slot available. And you get to actually stick with the program and track your weights and see the actual progressive overload, which is literally the foundation of seeing progress in the gym, which in in-person trainer, it's really hard to follow along with that because it's whatever's open. And then sending form videos and getting detailed responses back, rather than, honestly, again, in just an in-person trainer session, like we're kind of like hanging out. So in between your sets, we're chit-chatting about how your day was or whatever drama's going on.
Yeah, no, that was us. Because we were sitting there like, what did you do this weekend?
So I think you're getting a better workout when you get to actually like lock in. You have your protocol. You have a rest timer. You know, you're not just like trying to have small talk.
That is a game changer, because I never, like, I would do like a short rest, you know, but I'm like sitting there like actually resting, and I'm still in the gym for the same amount of time as I would be even if I didn't do the rest. You know what I mean? So it's like having the rest timer, I do think that it makes a huge difference on like when I'm doing my next set. And I didn't realize that until going with you guys, that I was like, wow, like, okay, that actually makes a difference. And Sean's like, come on, babe, you gotta go. And I was like, I got 10 seconds left.
Yes.
Chill.
And genuinely will make such a difference of like your rate of progress. And kind of like skipping ahead to a question that I know you're about to ask soon of like cardio versus strength training.
Yeah.
Like if you are just trying to keep your heart rate up, you are just doing cardio then, which there's obviously a benefit to that. But if you are trying
That's
to,
what your goal is.
yeah, if you're trying to strength train and if you're trying to improve your metabolism and get the most out of your workout that you're there for, just keeping your heart rate up is definitely not the way to go. And again, that's something else with like in-person trainers. You're paying literally like $1 a minute, so like both of you guys are like, all right, let's just get on to the next set. Like money's on the line here essentially. We only got 30 minutes. So yeah, all of the things a lot more just in depth. And also like I get to know my clients so much more. Like when we were in person, sure, I get to know what you did on the weekend and whatnot, but now I know about your bowel movements, and your sleep and the supplements that you're taking and the stressors going on in your life and how are you actually, managing those stressors and slowing down and how much water are you drinking, like just so much on a deeper level of what's relevant.
So you would say that you enjoy coaching versus training? Like
yes.
Yeah.
There's still part of me where like every once in a while I love meeting up with somebody at the gym and that side to come out, but it is so much more rewarding coaching on a deeper level.
Do you feel like do you think it's harder though to coach online versus in person, or do you feel like
they're just
different?
Totally different. They're just totally different. I mean, yes, it's harder in the sense that you need a lot more education to coach online, to coach at those higher levels. To be an in-person trainer, you need a CPT, maybe. A lot of gyms hire people without even any kind of certification, which is nuts. Yeah. But even just like the first thing that you think of, just nutrition. Hopefully you get some sort of like nutrition certification or whatever so yes, I would say it's definitely just a higher level.
Right. More in depth, yeah, for sure. I mean, I can even see that too. Like, I've only been with you guys for a short amount of time, really, but like, I can definitely see the difference in just even like my mental of like, okay, like I need to do this, this, and this, and like know that it's like a tracker for every day. And like for me, I personally am better on like a schedule type of thing because my business runs on a schedule. You know what I mean? Like I have to be on a time thing. So, for me being able to like track all of like whether it's like what I ate or my water or my steps or whatever. Like literally, I think I posted in one of the little community things and I was like, took my watch off and I had like 200 steps up and I was like, put it back on. Like I walked around the block, like with the dog. So I was like, just go for a walk. I was like, yeah, it's like 11:30 at night. I was like, whatever, I don't even care. Like I'm getting it, but like those little things I definitely think has made a difference than just showing up to the gym and just having a little workout, because I really do think at that time, like I retained some, but I do feel like I kind of would be like, oh, I just got my workout in and I'm out the door.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So,
yeah, you're literally being coached around the clock.
Right.
Online.
Right. So what is your goal? So you are working primarily with women, correct?
Only
so
women,
yeah. We're for the girls.
Literally, boys just unfollowed me at this point.
But should follow her boyfriend then, cause
yeah. Shameless plug.
Okay, so with, oh my god, I can't see that. Sorry. Okay, what's your goal for all of your clients? And like, obviously, because you are women based, what's your biggest goal for you that you want women to be able to take from coaching with you?
I mean, if I had to sum it up like as like short in one word, direct, it's education.
Okay.
And I would say that because there's such information overload online, I don't think there's like, most women that come to me, it's not that they don't know anything. It's not that they're a complete beginner. It's that they've heard so many different things. So information overload. So yeah, just actually finding when it comes to education, it's what works for you specifically. All those other things are online because they have helped, these types of people, or this worked for her schedule and this worked for her metabolism and whatever. So the education with not just, nutrition and work fitness and supplements and lifestyle and all that within itself, but also customized to you. Okay, I know exactly what works for me. I know how to adapt based off of maybe I get a new job. So then everything I learned has to change, and being able to have that education around the adaptation, and then also education around food. Like, food is not the enemy. Food is where we get literally our nutrients, our medicine, our vitamins, our minerals, and to be able to have the education around food and not be fearful around food, not think that less is more is better always.
So, okay, this is like side note.
Yeah.
Our question. But why do you think that we are so programmed to think food is the enemy?
I think because around like I was born in 98, so I can't speak on anything before that, but I definitely, at least in the 90s and in the early 2000s, calories have been deemed as bad.
Why?
Like, I think because we did learn the law of thermodynamics, which is calories in versus calories out. So, all I need is a calorie deficit. It's calories. That's in foods. I know that. So calorie deficit, I need to have less of that, period. And I totally understand that thought process.
Yeah.
I was there. But a part of the equation that people are missing is actually the calories out equation. And when they look at that, they think, okay, cardio, running, working out, burning calories.
Quick.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah.
You're not thinking about how that your body burns calories just existing, just us talking on the couch. You know, and
hopefully I burn a lot.
Oh yeah. And that's the case. Of some people burn more, some people burn less, and it's all dictated on what have you done to your body up until this point. Do you have lean muscle mass on you? Do you have a lot of stressors? Did you get a good night of sleep? Are you under eating chronically for months at a time, or totally like all over the place? Did yesterday you had 3,000 calories and today you had 1,500? All of these things determine that massive part of the equation of calories in versus calories out.
Yeah.
And that's where the work is genuinely done, is how is your body functioning optimally? And you'll feel it. If you feel stressed, or you feel fatigued, or you feel low energy, or you feel sore, like that's when we know damn well, or if you're not digesting things, if you're constipated or bloated, we know you have a slower metabolism, and then you think, okay, I just need to diet more and restrict more, but those are going to slow down all those functions in your body even more. So I think that's where it came from. I think it came from probably a good start of like, okay, calories in versus calories out, which is true. So then calories in general, the less calories I have, the healthier I am. That's at least for sure how I thought. I thought less calories, the less hungry you are, the less meals you have, the skinnier you'll be, the healthier.
Well, you gotta think about it too, like even before we were even born, but like in a time where food was not as, there's a lot of shit going on with our foods now, unfortunately, which is shown with a lot of people in the way that they are. There's obesity is crazy, and even for me being like, I'm like 163 pounds or something, and I did like the oh my god, where I could find out my metabolic rate, and it was telling me I needed to lose I need to be like 100 pounds. I was like, I will be sick if I do that.
Please.
So I was like, I'm not even listening to you. But I'm just saying, like, the fact that that's how things, like, women back in the day wanted to be, like, this big.
Yeah.
And that was, like, if you were even over that, it was like, you're not cute. You're not whatever. And I think that, too, I feel like kind of can play with women, like, specifically how we feel of, like, well, less calories, better I am. Less calories, better I feel. And, like, he'll like me or she'll like me, because I didn't eat today. And it's like, that is literally the stupidest thing.